Hi everyone, welcome to Pokemon Spectrum session 16 vlog. So let's start talking, guys.
Yeah. Where do you want to start, guys?
It was a good break where we could do whatever we wanted. So a lot of stuff happened.
So much RPing to do.
In one session, we got 3 plates.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
I mean, in one session,
Also-
Cassie got 3 plates.
Because Cassie's awesome. We knew this.
And both of Cassie's doors.
Yeah, we only got 2 plates.
Although, you do realize we didn't get any extra bonus things because we got the plates, so maybe Cresselia doesn't care about them.
Well, I mean, 2 of them were in one location, much like Johto is supposed to have like 4 or whatever.
True.
So
I'm just more meaning in general.
I think the bonus things are the plates themselves. Those are
they sounded pretty nifty.
Yes. More just our theory of being this is why we're all together is to get the plates.
You also got a lot of loot from Team Rocket.
Yep.
Yes.
So
Who is getting suits? Who's getting sword? Did Chase ever get the other sword? Because I know there were 2.
He will get it at some point.
He wants it.
It's not in a storage locker then for evidence somewhere.
If it is, he'll get it.
I mean, I assume our melee people
Kyle.
should probably get the suits if we just have 2.
Our melee people should get the suits, probably.
Which
You
includes
are a
Molly,
glass
for the
cannon.
record. That's what.
Will they go? Will they fit underneath stealth clothes?
that plant looks really well armored.
Tiffany will make it fit. Give her time.
Well, I mean, that's a good point, though. If she
let's
intends to
see.
keep wearing the stealth clothes, she might have to miss out on that armor. I mean, it's like Cassie
Well,
can't
I
use
have
the
to
armor
imagine
because
you can layer fabric.
Well, I mean, potentially that would be up to wonderful GM. But if you combine too many items, then I don't know, it gets iffy. Then it's like, why have slots?
I'm sad that I didn't get to do the big plant reveal.
Aww. I'm also sad about that.
Plants.
Yeah.
Also, we do have time to get the Pokemon into the dream world.
Oh, there's
Also sad
double
about
team reveal. That was impressive.
Yeah, that
The
was
double
cool.
team.
I was like, I didn't know you could do that. Okay.
Yeah, I imagine double team works kind of like that.
Yeah.
Oh, there's plenty to talk about if we're not going in
Anthony
order.
is now a free agent in the world. Or did he go back to the warehouse?
Don't know.
Yeah, that talk did not go well.
Oh, well, great. What are you talking about? It went exactly the
Yeah.
way Chase intended.
Anthony
Come
just thought
on.
you were
Lux
out of
didn't
your
have to
mind.
PB&J him, didn't have to stab his shadow.
I love what Shay was doing. I think what Shay did was set up really well. It's just putting myself in Anthony's shoes. I'm like, this guy is crazy.
He
He's
is.
sitting here stabbing himself, telling me to stab him, asking me to remove my clothes. So it was
No, you
really
see,
great.
Tiffany was
It was
stabbing.
very great setup. It was a really great role playing. It's just I'm sitting there and I was like, no, Anthony thinks he's totally nuts. He's totally nuts.
Like, I don't want to speak for Shay, but having it be a success doesn't mean necessarily have Anthony agree with Chase in the end.
Right.
So there was a reason why he recorded it, right? Because this would be a conversation for if one of the PCs ever sees the video, then they can dig a little bit about what was going on through Chase's mind, because he was obviously insane. I mean, he's legitimately probably half crazy, but he was trying to figure out if Anthony was. That was the point of the whole thing. Is Anthony kept validating that he was not crazy. He was not going to do anything that Chase was asking him to do, despite him trying to make it like easier for him. It ended with, okay, fine, here's the knife, now cut me. But it was one of those, and he's given him every reason to kill him, to finish the bird, to get up and leave, and he held his own, and that was respectable for Chase. He's like, this guy's, he's a psychic, but he's tough. Like, he's not getting up, he's not fighting back. Like, he knows that his best way for survival is to shut up, get through this. He's still going to call the guy crazy, so he's still got the balls to do that. And then we're going to go and have dinner. and we're cool. And that's how. And he's gonna realize it meant nothing at the end to Chase. It was like it was. I mean, that's how I hope it came across. But yeah. We'll see, and then we'll see. It's like Chase can't control, because the whole point with Chase is like he can't control what this guy decides to do. Like, like he wants him to make a choice. He just doesn't want him to turn on his people, you know. And hopefully, if he influenced him or inspired him in some way, then so be it. But time will tell.
Yeah, I figure that's how you have to look at a lot of Chase interactions, where it's not necessarily whatever it is on the surface. Chase might just be feeling things out and learning from any response.
Yes.
So
it was an interesting. It was a very interesting scene.
And
I debated.
Insane.
I was like, do I warn Hart like how far I'm gonna go with it? And I was like, nah.
No, I think
Yeah.
it was better. It was actually good you didn't, because then I could be more genuine with my reactions. Because...
And Cassie had to watch all that.
Yeah. Cassie had to watch all that. Well, I don't think she's actually watched it yet.
This. The two of us must get together, pin down Chase. I'm pretty sure we can talk Lux into it and heal him. The first day
Cassie's
come out.
Cassie's sitting there and like she's watching. She's like, wait, why is the shirts coming off? Wait, what? What?
He said it wasn't that way.
He said it wasn't like that.
He said it was gonna get hot.
Speaking of hot, fire! How?
How did the fire happen?
Yeah, how did that happen? I actually had intended for Cassie to look, but I forgot.
She had a lot to do. She got mommy.
She's got a lot going on.
It might come up. It might come up in RP. I mean, I can
Okay.
tell you in the blog, but it's one of those. There are valid reasons. If she catches it on film, then
Okay.
I mean, so Chase, would Cassie's like psionic analysis stuff have caught that?
mechanically speaking, I don't know how this triggers.
Well,
Is it psionics? No, it's not.
We're
What can
using
she
it.
do about that?
I don't know. We've used it a little
You
bit
can check
differently in
aura,
this campaign.
right? And you can check psionics with it so far. I
Aura,
don't think
she can.
it's-
Yeah, she can get a read on aura, not as accurate as if it was a psychic, but she can get a read on aura.
I would say she's getting a read on something.
She's
The
getting
thing
a
is,
read on
like-
something.
Yeah. It's like when you were doing the aura on somebody, I was trying to see if you were going to do it in a way that would have compromised Chase early, and it didn't pan out. So
Well, if you want to tell me any information she might have gleaned over Discord or whatever, be happy to know. I mean, chances are she wouldn't have shared that with the group or brought it up anyway, because that's how Cassie is.
I'll say
Like, oh
from
yeah,
that-
by the way, I got a plate at the rocket base. So,
exactly. We didn't even know that until we were in.
Yeah.
and you still don't know about the second one.
Yeah.
I would
Cassie.
say from an RP perspective, Chase doesn't really know what's going down. So that's why I don't really want to say anything right now.
That's fair. Okay.
Okay.
It's emotionally bound.
Another really
Has
good.
Lux ever seen him fire up before like that?
No,
Okay. Good to know.
it was specific to what he was saying, the words he was saying
Okay.
when it happened.
Just checking.
Another also a really good scene that several of you in the chats dubbed as "mounting the moon." Mounting the moon scene.
So
I
where do we
thought
get
that was
to where she mounts the moon? Yeah.
I don't believe there was any
Okay.
mountain, but
I thought that scene
wait
on the
till,
branch was going to go a very different direction.
So did I. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was expecting something like sweet, like, and that's where I found hope, and like that's where I tried to kill myself.
Kill myself.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Oh, how
actually saw the I
romantic.
kill myself part coming.
Let's
I remember the Tiffany
let's make out
conversation
right
with Molly.
Thought the Lion
Let's
King
make out,
music
right?
was going to start playing and crap.
Nope. I totally saw it. This is when she tried killing herself. Yup.
Can you feel the shove tonight?
Yeah. That was
Oh.
very sweet.
yeah, I liked the conversation earlier also about like when Molly first went to Alicia's house.
Yeah, so I don't know, this is going to date myself, but there was a show on PBS. It was called Square One Television.
I remember that.
So there's a show on Square One Television, and then at the end of the show, it's basically a kid show to teach kids about math and stuff, because I was a nerdy kid back in the day, and still am.
Yes.
But the last, 8 minutes of that show was called MathNet, which is a parody of... It's these two it's the two characters who are mathematicians who work for a police, and they solve cases throughout the week. So there was one case where they were trying to look for a pearl thief. There was a pearl thief, and one of the jewelers explained, because one of the thieves tried to get away by essentially replacing the pearl with a fake one. And I remember the scene where the jeweler, takes a hold of the pearl and he actually pops it in his mouth. And of course, the characters are like looking at him crazy. Why did you just pop a pearl in your mouth? And he explains,
this is a test to see whether the pearl is real or an imitation. Real pearls contain microcrystals which come to the surface and grate on the teeth.
Well,
This one is as smooth as a baby's knee. The pearl is a phony.
so that's how I
Interesting.
got that. So that's how I knew about that. Back
Did
when
not
I
know
was, yes, I PBS teaches you things. So
Yes.
I was like 10 years old when I learned that. I was like, that's pretty cool. So I used it a number of years later. So
Aw. Aw. Curious to find out what Alicia means by "I'm not a good person."
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I have a theory about that.
Maybe we'll run into Steven at some point. We'll find out more. But
But when would that happen?
that one.
Eventually.
I was trying to set up the academy pre-Johto, just in case they're there.
I'm for it pre-Johto personally. I mean, even as Chase and as a player, I'm thinking, given that we have
Fine
2
either
weeks,
way, just so long as I have the days to do the costuming.
Yeah,
even
which
with
was-
getting help.
yeah. So I mean, we have a week to theoretically kill. I mean, how long is it going to take to pay a visit to an academy, punch some faces, and then get a plate?
Famous last words. We're there
Go
for
to
the rest
academy
of
and find out
the
about their
season.
legal drug program.
Yes, what could go wrong?
Other than I think we're all too old to enroll, including Cassie.
Maybe.
Cassie, I need to make you look 10 years younger.
I was
Come
gonna
here.
say
let me
she
get
looks
my
pretty
makeup.
young, and she could be made younger, but I don't know the age of that.
Is Justin
We
Case
should-
going to have to
I-
make another appearance?
I think Cassie should disguise herself as a boy who looks exactly like Riz. She should dress up as Riz.
I could do
With
that.
the goatee,
There-
Next
yes.
Halloween
She
episode.
can start a
Oh,
YouTube channel.
Yes.
Well,
That's just the new life, when she has to run away
Yeah.
from it all.
Right. Yes. When she's under protection. Yes.
Mhm.
For all we know, Riz actually is actually a female. For all we know. I mean,
Those
that
boobs,
Halloween
too real.
costume, those fake boobs. I don't know.
it's a little too real.
The wrappings,
For all we know,
they're a pain.
I know. Riz might have been, pulling a Milan on us all this time.
You never.
You know.
Never know.
True.
So,
What if Tiffany's NPCs finally know something about the dream world?
Mhm.
Not what I was expecting.
They know a lot of things now.
Yeah.
How much he believes.
Yeah. Yeah. Jefferson, I did think was like, sure. Trenton was like, whatever.
I liked the "Are you drinking" though because of the whole AA connection.
Oh,
Yeah.
geez.
Where it's like that actually
She
could have been a
wishes.
reason.
She really does some days.
Anything
What
else?
else we got?
Is that it?
thoughts on the group meeting?
I liked it.
Yay,
was
Kyle was
cool.
part of something. Also, yay, hashtag no breakup happened.
And Molly didn't die.
Molly did not die.
Molly
Thank goodness
didn't
for it.
die.
I mean, she would have been fine. It just would have hurt had Bullet
I don't
actually.
know.
And then she broke all the bones in her body and couldn't go to Johto.
Okay.
I mean,
Maybe that trust thing wasn't a good example.
All right, step back.
Yeah. Yeah, as soon as I could catch
That would have been 9
like,
injuries.
no, I would
We
have
could
went,
take
"Ooh,
off 2
gosh."
injuries a day.
Maybe a verbal analogy would have been better than a physical analogy.
Then a
It's just,
demonstration.
of course, this is when I roll like high twice in a row.
Yeah.
Noir would have had telekinesis.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a backup
kind
plan.
of cool though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the second roll was closer to what we needed. So
It was
Yes,
1 point
yes.
away. If it had been
Yes.
1 point lower, it would have hit. Or rather, if your evasion had been 1 point lower.
yeah.
That's why you got Tiffany around to heal her after.
And Cassie.
Off of a terminal.
And speaking of, getting healed next session.
Yeah. I mean, there's 2
Maybe.
weeks. Whatever.
By the way, I
I
told
don't do anything extraneous.
I told
Lux, help
Riz
me.
I told Riz what I need a
Yes.
rush means, but I didn't tell him that I was gonna jump off
She
bullets.
did not tell me anything after the rush part. So I was like, oh,
Ah,
I
this
guess
is why
I'll
you
go
want-
after her. She really trusted me.
I trusted you to know what I wanted Bullet to do.
And I hope I deliver.
You did.
As only Bullet could. Just follow the
Yes.
orders. Don't question it. Just blind.
Yeah, because I was like, does she trust me to just let her fall? Or does she trust me to catch her? Because that's what I would be thinking. It's like, am I supposed to catch her? Like,
Yeah.
He watches
do
her.
we know? Is this the first time Molly's done trust falls with Bullet, or?
That is one hell of a trust fall.
that is, yeah.
Yeah.
It was not the first time she's like run and jumped on him. I will say this is the first time she's done a trust fall.
Okay.
Mhm.
Good to
But
know.
but they
He
have
was
done
so
Have
shaken
you
up.
not read well then?
like they have done this thing together where she was running and then jumped on him while running.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, it was cool. I'm glad with how it played out.
I'm glad
Thoughts?
too.
Thoughts on the stuff that you found at Professor Pine's?
More connections.
Yeah.
What did you do, Mom?
Hmm.
And potential
Mhm.
dad.
Yeah.
Got another
Next
plane.
session.
You're so
Mhm.
good.
No, a lot
Next
of
session, I'm sure we'll
stuff
learn more.
happened this session that intrigued Cassie. So
There's a major plot that I think was found in the journal.
Mhm.
A major,
Yep.
major plot. So
Yep.
I don't know if there are any thoughts that you want to share. Or you just want to think about on your own first before you share any thoughts.
Well, I mean, we've all kind of hinted at it, like, oh yeah, one is all. That makes sense. That kind of thing. I mean, that would be one reason why a Team Omni would want that. My thought was also look at the PC world where they're neatly organized into types.
Oh, you remembered that. Oh, okay.
Of course I did. Yeah, they have their own type cities, and so it's like,
Yep.
who could like the
all
pro-
in one
ever be?
place.
Yeah.
All in one place. Yes.
Also,
See, I
speaking of
picked up on that,
PC
if
with
that
that
was the
line, is the stuff going to get stolen out of Cassie's PC? Because
She took it.
the
She took it.
programmer is still a thing. You took it out? Okay.
That's why, yeah, when they went back to Pewter City to her house, I pointed out to Harg, like, unless something happened to it, she has her stuff
Okay.
back again.
Okay, that's what that line meant.
Yeah, she
checking.
just wanted it there so she could get out of the rocket base, without
Yeah,
anyone. being,
obviously,
"Hey, what's all
in case
this
she got
stuff?"
searched.
Yeah.
So does Cassie feel like a theory is just a theory, even if it sounds like an awful thing to actually do in practice? But at least theorizing.
no, she actually is like on her father's side in this case, where it's like, well, science itself isn't bad. It's if you do certain things with it. So she wouldn't want if it was a soul sucking thing, then the theory's fine, but let's never do that because that would be
Right.
awful.
Right.
But she's all for learning.
Right. So you
I
think
mean, and
that
I think she picked a lot of that up just growing up, because I'm sure she voiced some concerns where she's like, "Isn't this bad?" And I'm sure he talked to her about it.
so you think Richard was overreacting?
I mean, I as a person understand from that point, especially because Richard might have actually seen intent in Papa Pine, but But I as a player, I don't know that yet, and Cassie certainly doesn't. So
Yeah.
she also doesn't blame Richard now that she is aware of that stuff. But she still sides with her dad and doesn't think that he's a bad person.
Cool. Things are coming together. Okay.
Nice to hear that Chase trusts Molly.
Aww.
Oh.
Yeah, and we
That's sweet.
we need to see how all the Pokemon are going to fit into this now that we're all going to be working together with our in Discord roleplay.
As it's been implied, I think that the Pokemon are going to play a very major role in JoJo.
Yes.
I think they're going to have to. I think the idea is the Pokemon might have to take a lead on things once they get to Johto, most likely.
Act as the trainers this time.
They might have to act as the trainers this time.
Wow.
Oh, that should be interesting.
How would they feel about that? How do you think?
Yeah, that was
What are you
kind
talking
of
about? Ian's already Lux's mount. Really thinks he's in charge.
Chase is Lux's bullet.
Yes.
Yes.
Just needs a saddle.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
right. We need to get you a saddle.
I think Bullet would find it super weird. I just don't know if he'd know what to do.
Aww.
It'd be
Look
interesting.
away.
And I hope that Fern wouldn't treat Cassie the way that Fern apparently thinks that trainers treat their Pokemon. Like, oh, misbehaved. I guess I have to hit her now.
Randomly freezes you and you don't know why.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that was
Right.
one
And
thing I
you?
wanted.
Remy?
What would Remy do? Remy would be uncomfortable for sure. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out because it all depends on what we get to pull off before that event happens. Like I have a plan in my head what I want for Lux in particular, and I hope that is available for all the Pokemon. I'll just say it here: like Chase has a plan to get them into the dream world so that they can actually talk. This is something that is desperately missing, and I think that the Pokemon and trainers could get a clearer understanding of what their relationships have been like up until now, so that is established before we go off to Johto, and the roles might change. So that's been on his mind.
I mean, yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea because even as far as we are in the campaign, there are clearly like disconnects between partners.
And sometimes it's not even intentional. Like it's an accidental disconnect. Like Remy's is an accidental disconnect. He just can't communicate, and until that gets talked about, Noir's blind to it.
I mean, but Bull and Molly, like they're good. So.
Sure.
Yeah. Tiffany's trying.
They're tight. They're tight.
Yes.
I really like the Fern and Cassie moment too.
Good,
That
thank
was a really
you.
neat scene.
A red
I'm
herring
glad.
at the end.
That's good.
What?
The little red herring at the end. Where you say I'm not going to be your trainer
I'm not gonna
anymore.
be your trainer anymore.
What?
Yeah. But I mean,
You
it's like,
just-
I accept it. I
Fern.
thought this would happen. One
You
day.
know, Fern was totally cool with it. I had to pause to see what she would think.
Fern got friend zoned at the end. Fern got totally friend zoned at the end. Yes.
Exactly.
Oh man.
Although now we
Now
have
she's-
to put a C on one ball, a T on the other. They're both luxury.
I don't think we can be. I can be your trainer anymore. Let's just be friends.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. No, yeah.
It's not you. It's me. That's pretty much what Cassie was saying.
That
Or
that
it's
pretty
not
much
you,
is what it
it's
was
me.
saying. Yeah. It was Cassie felt like she had failed her and was like, I have to like. It's sort of a cognitive dissonance thing where it's like I clearly can't change anything, with how it's functioning. So instead, I'll just change my expectations for
We'll
it.
just agree for you to see other trainers.
Oh my goodness.
That Anthony guy doesn't seem to have a Pokemon. You could.
Oh no, that would not happen. I mean, it would be Fern's decision But Cassie
Yes.
would strongly disagree.
You could babysit Fabian.
No.
That's true. He could babysit Fabian, you know.
He'll be back around. No one needs to worry about it.
All right.
Are we sure? He could be running for all we know.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on?
Maybe I
We
should
tried her
actually-
social best to get him to like her. It just was not going to happen.
I mean, it's like, yeah, Chase didn't even give him a painkiller or anything on his way out. What's up with that?
It was legitimately a scene I forgot to do because he didn't take Cassie's pills, and he meant to put the pills on the table and say, "Take these; they'll heal you." But one of them is a tracking pill. Totally forgot to do that scene.
Oh, okay.
It was gonna be the little turnaround, but I was like, "Nah."
Roma, you were trying to say something?
Oh no, like I was just wondering. Any thoughts on what exactly Molly was asking of Chase?
Nope.
Yes.
No thoughts.
Really
Okay.
knows.
All the thoughts
I'll send
that
you.
I don't know.
I'll send you a message.
Okay.
Thank you.
I was.
Wait. No, just argument.
I'll send.
Oh,
Sorry.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was running around like a crazy person all week, just sending direct messages to certain people.
I was wondering at the end, though, yeah, like if you had messaged Shay about that, or if Shay was just being chased, like, "Yep, I got you. Don't have to worry." And then he'd like try to figure it out as time went.
Whatever you're asking, yes. The answer is yes.
Now, what was it?
I can figure it out. Does it involve
Okay.
stabbing myself?
It probably involves stabbing.
Probably involves stabbing myself. I think that's what she's
No.
trying to say.
Oh,
we're
my.
stabbing yourself.
He asked if I knew the spot.
Yes.
I need you to carve a bird onto my.
Carve a bird.
Oh, that was finished. Bird was finished.
Oh god.
All by himself before sleep, and he's like, "Anthony didn't finish this.
Oh,
I gotta do everything alone.
myself. Oh.
Why do I have
we
to
had
keep hurting
something.
myself in order to know that I love myself?"
I was
Why do I
recording
have
it and
friends?
everything for posterity, but no.